Okay, so here again our group conversation, and we want to talk about your questions related to project manager, sometimes Scrum Master related interview questions as well. Not limited to interviews, we can discuss some of the things which you might be facing in your day-to-day work as well. Indirectly, that is what should be coming in the interview as well. So we do have some question, one question at least in the chat already. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat so that we can prioritize it and start picking it up in our conversation. Let me start with the one which we already have. So my project is in development phase and the management got to know that project is failure in the second month out of third month. How to deal with this challenge and what are the precaution I should have done for this? Yeah, so that's the question. Yeah. So if it is an interview question, we need to have more details because success and failure has to be defined. We don't know what is the meaning of failure. Failure could be that we had a wrong idea. And if you are working on a wrong idea, then probably you can't do much about it. Yeah. The failure could be that you lack technical skills. Yeah, then also probably you need to work about and find out, that's a technical and feasibility limitation. So my starting point is that whenever we are starting a project, we need to have a clarity about what is success. Yeah, what is our success parameter? How do we measure it? And then if we face any challenge during the project, my role as a project manager is involving the whole support system to make sure that those challenges get resolved early. If project is heading towards a failure, my role is I let stakeholder know early that we are heading towards a failure. And these are the options which we have. If we realized we lack options or lack feasible option, we probably close the project. Yeah. Closing project or failing project is not that bad idea. Organization is expected to have few failures. And if they are not failing, then it might be the case they are not trying out different things. Yeah, that's what I can say. Uh, okay, anyone else wanna put a point here on this question which we got in a chat? Where the questioner is asking my project is in a development phase and their management got to know that project is a failure, which is a good thing. If you really are in a failure in the second month of the 3-month project, how do we deal with this challenger and what kind of precaution we can take?
Saket, here the question also mentions about what precautions could have been taken. Okay,
Yeah.
so in that sense, if I have to review this to answer this, no, I would say we should have had a weekly or bi-weekly meeting with the stakeholders, checking if we are in line with what is expected out of the project.
Great idea. Communication, transparency, engagement, all good idea. So as things are going right or wrong, I should be communicating it frequently. Yes. So I defined the great idea. I defined the success criteria and I make sure that we all are aligned towards the success criteria by dashboard as per communication protocol, whatever we have. If the stakeholders are available for weekly meeting, we do a weekly meeting. If they want bi-weekly, we do a bi-weekly, but as per the protocol. Yes, good communication should be helping us.
And
Great, go ahead, please.
other precautions what we might have taken, no, see whatever we might have an weekly deliverable or in 15 days deliverable could have been there. Okay, we have to review that against what is actually planned, like are we getting the results what we have actually planned. So that should also have been reviewed at a weekly or a bi-weekly weekly basis. See
Perfect. Yeah. So see, the whole essence of project management activity is and is ensuring project success. Yeah. So we need to do our project management well to succeed the project. And if we don't do our project management well, it will fail. Yeah. Now, what are the aspects of project management? As nicely point out, starting with setting the right expectation, understanding who are the stakeholders, who are important stakeholders, having clarity about how do we communicate with them, having a identified milestone, early feedback as early as possible, having a clear communication protocol, identification of risk and doing risk management, ensuring the quality related aspects are taken care, ensuring that we have a continuous engagement with our team members, and ensuring that we have a continuous health review of our project. Now, what all this is, and definitely talking about project schedule, tracking project schedule, and ensuring the resources. So this all is called project management. Now, the essence of project management is ensuring project success. Now, when I'm getting this question in the interview, then probably I need to start with which area is the failure. Yeah, these all I need to do a project management well in order to ensure project success. That's a thing. Nice point about monitoring, communication, agreement on early feedback. Yes, yeah. But what is the failure? Starting from that, we may have a wrong requirements and we may have a wrong contract, which may be leading to not having clear success criteria. So we need to find out what is the failure, and definitely failure means that we have not done project management well. Sometime, even if you have done project management well, still you can have a failure which might be coming because of wrong wrong market strategy. You decide, you come to know early so that you fail fast. That's what we learn in Agile, that we want to fail fast. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can't make failure zero, but you should make failure early. Yeah.
Minimal.
Yeah. Early as possible. The failure zero means you are playing too safe. Yeah. You are always going in a predictive life cycle. Yeah.
And maybe one keyword what I would include now is a root cause analysis. If I have to.
Perfect. Yeah. Great. Thank you. Good. Anything else on this before we go to a next one? What is the role of a Scrum Master for Jira? Is there any limit in that? Yeah. Anyone want to talk about what the Scrum Master should do with the Jira?
I work with Jira. See, I'm a business analyst, but I had to play a role of Scrum Master also in my earlier organization, where everything is readily available in Jira, where you have the product backlog sections readily available, you have the reports readily available, you have the sprint start and end dates are perfectly there. All you need to do is initiate the right thing at the right time. The burned out charts and everything, all these velocity charts are also readily available. All you have to make use is trigger them at the right point. All you have to do is monitoring. Maybe if you have Zira, no, life is more simplified as in Scrum Master. Otherwise you have to use a completely different tool for all these individual things to make sure that everything is there. And then because it is on Jira, no, everyone has the visibility towards it
Perfect.
instead
Thank
of
you.
putting this on Excel.
Yeah. Anyone else want to point out what do you do as a Scrum Master role with Jira? What is your role when it comes to Jira? So one thing is coming it that you have a one repository of your project information and you can create various matrices out of that in an automated manner. That something is coming in. What else? Any other feedback, anyone?
Metrics, and then uh, the Scrum Master can track that the progress of the project, and
Yeah,
then
can track the progress. Okay. Yeah, tracking, monitoring, communication. Yeah, space. Now, few things.
Also,
Especially from
yeah,
a
also monitor the releases. Sorry to interrupt. So also monitor the releases happening. So you can monitor which fixed version that particular release has happened. And
perfect. Yeah.
yeah,
Now, few things about interview perspective, changing our little bit language. So when we are trying to talk about Scrum Master, Project Manager, try to avoid the word monitoring. Yeah, we can say that as a Scrum Master, I make sure that information is available to the team. I increase transparency with the help of tool. Yeah, I ensure there is a one place where people can find information which is always real time. Yeah. So Jira, I by maintaining the Jira, by ensuring that we have right working agreements, we provide real-time information about our project information, project status, project issues to team members and stakeholders. Yeah, that's way we facilitation, enabler role rather than I am the one who is monitoring it. Yeah, so that's a little bit word change, but ultimately it's like that you make the team monitors it rather than you alone monitor it. That's the whole idea. Other way is it's a tool for communication and transparency. Yeah, it's a tool for communication and transparency rather than that I take it in a different manner. So you may use Jira, you may use ClickUp, you may use Azure DevOps, you may use Asana, you may use whatever. Yeah, most of them will have a overlapping functionality. They will have all the things all the time, but rather than it's like a Word and Excel file. I use Excel file to support my frequent calculation, data repository, digital communication, like that. So we use this tool. It is not the thing which replaces my communication. It is the individual and interaction still matters, but it helps us in working with multiple teams in a distributed environment. So that kind of a mindset we use when we answer the question. And definitely all of you talking about burn down chart, maintaining Kanban board, maintaining dashboards, creating multiple levels of dashboards, ensuring that in a retrospective meeting we have analytical data available so that we can facilitate root cause analysis, we can facilitate Pareto analysis, we can prepare a control chart, we can have a burn down chart. All those things goes right, that in a retrospective I bring information from there. Now what is my role? My role as a Scrum Master is I need to keep the communication and transparency, and Jira helps me in ensuring transparency. My role as a Scrum Master is I prepare a structure where people can work well with each other. They know how to talk to each other. They have a better communication protocol, and these kind of tools helps me in achieving that. And I should be doing that in an effective manner. Now, as a skill, I should be good with queries in a Jira or any tool. I should be good with how to extract matrices and data. I should be good with some automation rules if I can create so that manual intervention get reduced. I should good with ensuring adherence to the agreement to update that tool. It should not happen. Jira is not getting updated. By working with the teams and as a part of a working agreement, those all I should do as a Scrum Master at a high level. Yeah. Anyone want to add to it further before we move further?
Yeah, hi Saket.
Go ahead.
Actually, I ask a question
Yeah, go ahead, please.
related to this because so currently I'm working as a Scrum Master in one of the finance project, and right now I am struggling with the with maintaining board, Jira board, right? Um, I am. This is my first project as a Scrum Master, so I'm not sure what kind of responsibility I should manage within the Jira, because when it comes to maintaining a board, uh, uh, there are a lot of things still I am missing. I am not I'm not getting overall responsibility of the Jira. So whenever my project manager says that okay, you need to do this, you need to do this, then I follow the same and I do the work, right? But I don't know what is the actions I need to perform, right?
So that's
Project
a
manager.
kind of working agreement only you have to create with a project manager, because see, in many organizations, the Jira administrator could be a separate role also, who might be responsible for configuring and other things. Yeah. So we need to find out in our company what other Scrum Master do when they are working with Jira. And I probably need to ask explicitly to my project manager that what all I should be maintaining in Jira. Yeah.
Okay, actually, there is one Scrum Master who is the leader of the Scrum Master, who is configuring and everything, like automation and everything in the Jira. But when it comes to maintaining a particular Jira board for my project, right? Many of my team member not changing status properly, not creating subtasks properly, not adding story points for the subtask properly. So at the same time, I used to struggle. I struggle a lot, and I need to ask everyone. I mean, I need to take a call with one to one for each and every team member to do to follow the same, right? And at the end, when I try to find the velocity or try to generate a report, uh, it is not accurate because they have not
Perfect.
added
Yeah.
data properly,
And because
right?
of that, what is happening?
Because of that, I can whenever my project manager asks anything, any report, it is not accurate. So I need to do it manually.
No,
I do it.
that is the impact on you. Yeah. What is the impact on the team member because they are not following the right protocol of communications, right protocol of information sharing, how their life gets changed?
They are just focusing on development. They are not.
So if they are not getting impacted because of this miscommunication and this whole thing, then they will have no motivation to update it. Yeah.
Okay.
And that is the usual problem in with any tool. It is not about Jira. It is also about if someone is using CRM system, people will not update CRM system. If someone is using MS project, people will not update MS project also. It is a tool and communication protocol adherence. You tell people that we need to have a daily stand-up, people will not show up in the daily stand-up. That is also a similar thing. So what theoretically, again, you need to see your own situation. I think you need to find out the right answer to it. But theoretically speaking, the idea is I need to be very clear, why do we use Jira? Not for me and my project manager, for my team member. Why my team member should use Jira for their own objective, not for giving data to me, not to create a velocity chart for me. What they should do so that they are clear about talking to each other, they know where they are in a sprint, they don't have to do too much conversation in a daily stand-up. We need to find out the benefits which individual will get by using that particular system. Yeah. So there has to be a pains and gains of using or not using system. And we also need to find out what disadvantages people will get by not using the Jira. And this conversation should get converted into a working agreement, and then only the adherence can come. But as a Scrum Master, project manager, it's a usual thing people will test in your interview skill that do you have a team which can adhere to some protocol, which really follow some structured communication, or they are always doing ad hoc work. And if they are doing ad hoc work, I am unable to demonstrate that I can lead that particular team. So I have to solve this problem. And these are some level of ideas which can be helped. AV, wanna say something? Yeah, go ahead, please.
Can
Yeah. Please.
Can I say, Saket, Daniel here?
ahead.
Just to add to Saket sir's observation, I would like to understand if you have conducted any kind of retro in your project where you have understood the pain points, where you have discussed the working agreements with the team, and then understand why they are not updating. What is the real issue? If you could do a 5 by analysis or whatever, or the RCA with the team to understand what is the benefit that they are gaining if they are adhering to all the policies or all the working agreements in the team, how will it help us as a team? Are we able to deliver better? Are we able to deliver good quality? How are we in line with the stakeholders' objectives? If we can discuss in detail with the team, what is that you are gaining if you are adhering to all these metrics and then updating in whatever blockers that they are facing in the team, so that they'll get the real understanding of why should I update? It's just not the waste of time. It is as per our working agreement, we are able to give better quality to the stakeholder. If you're able to give the real picture to the team, make them understand why are we doing following a certain framework, and these are the pros and these are the cons. If you are not able to do it, then I don't think there'll be any negative scenario that people will come up. So that way, if you can have a retro with the team and then put an action item on the team lead or whoever, not take everything on yourself as a scrum master. Make sure you're highlighting all this. Make sure your project manager is also there in the retro, and have a transparency and open communication with the team, and take it forward. That's all. I mean, in the retro, you should gain something out of it. Correct?
Yeah, great. Thank you. I think further elaborating the actions. Yeah, great. Yeah, bringing the idea of retrospective.
Yeah, just to add on to that,
Please.
Saket, Sanjay here. Again, this is a mindset issue of the team. Many times we see that there's no benefit, or the earlier, like what we are conversing now, they don't see the value in it, and then they don't really don't do it on a. So even if you do a retro, like earlier, we just had a observation from one of our colleagues here. The essence is that if there is no motivation to drive that, right? So inherently the team is not matured enough. Maybe we are having a crisscross of years of experience, people with a slightly lower experience.
Yeah.
And it's not about just experience level, but even senior members sometimes they are too
I know.
hands are too full and they cannot do this thing, and they
So there
delegate
could
it to
be
somebody
many
else.
rational, emotional, and political reasons.
Yes, yes. So
There could be many things.
lot of things. So
Yeah.
I feel that when these situations come in, the best time is to catch them during the stand up of 15 minutes, make them to open that thing and just elaborate it once again, just remind them that
Perfect.
this is
Yeah.
missing out. Can you just help us to bring those things updated into the system so that everybody is viewing that because usually what happens is like when dashboards are there, it's a visualized activity, right? So managers wouldn't really care about what is happening inside it, but the
Mhm.
first thing they would see is like open that system and see like, okay, what are my counts? What are
Mhm.
my defects? What are how is the thing? So that they, that's what
Yes,
they
yes, yes,
really
yes,
care
yes.
for.
Yeah. So
And
thank
then
you.
that's what it is like. So
Thank you. So
this is
like,
this
yeah,
is my
please go ahead, Sanjay.
one way of looking at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, because there's even in an support project where we it's not a agile based, but we try to do things in that model. And then there's a lot of things like people are getting tickets in and out, and they have to support
Got it. Yeah. Support
on
it. Yeah.
demand basis. So the drive is not there. So
Perfect. Perfect.
many times we keep saying that please do it,
I
and you
know.
keep
Yeah.
on following it.
Yeah.
It's more
Great.
like a person just in a herd, right? They're in like you're in a herd, and then you have to manage that herd.
I know, I know. And in the real world, many a times Scrum Master has this is the biggest headache, making people update the Jira. And but that will be there. And talking about it, creating the retrospective about it, understanding the political games, pains and gains are all important. But we need to find our path forward in the interview setup. It's a common challenge. It's a common challenge people face in a daily world, as well as it's a good question for interview also, because I try to understand what is your approach of handling such kind of typical situation. Yeah, try to give a case study based example. In one of my project, this was a problem and this is how I resolved it, rather than you give a very predictive thing that this is how I will resolve it. For example, you'll say I will do a retrospective with it, the interview will say people will not come even into retrospective. Now what will you do? Then you get into a wrong trap. Then you can say, okay, I don't know what is happening in that. If it's an interview question, I don't know exactly what is happening, I need to find out the situation. But these are some of the ideas I will discuss with them. I will make sure the advantages and disadvantages are clearly understood. We reach to a working agreement. These are the basic ideas, but reality depends, because we have a situations which need to be dealt differently. Good. Yeah. So we move forward with this question.
Yeah, Saket, one more thing I have, Saket. I just was looking at my earlier projects. So the technical team is typically a composition of 3 members to 5 members, and and there are certain times when there are being like even the Scrum Master is being asked like to check the CI/CD pipelines. So is it necessary that he has to, as a Scrum person, are we supposed to have that skill? Like, we are not really like coming
So
with that
the way
skill. So
we
are
have
we
been,
supposed to?
yeah, the
So
way we have
these are a few times then, why don't the lead or the person who's the
got your point.
managing the tech
Yeah.
lead kind of role, that they said like, why can't you just go and look at it?
Yeah, good. That's a good point, and we have been discussing it in our conversation in the past also. So see exactly what my organization expect from me. My organization and me can only have that conversation. It will be very hypothetical for us to say Scrum Master should do this or should Scrum Master should not do this. It depends upon the particular company and the particular team composition. There could be a one Scrum Master who's a technical contributor and also playing a Scrum Master role. There could be a one place like Abhishek was talking about where Scrum Master is also playing a product owner role. There could be in a one organization where the Scrum Master only does Scrum Master role. Now, we
Hmm.
can only clarify one thing. Does the role called Scrum Master involve this? The answer is no. Yeah. Does the person who is playing the role of a Scrum Master can also play a role of a technical contributor? The answer is yes. Yeah. But
Yes.
it is not a role of a Scrum Master, but it's something which is happening in the organization.
Hmm.
Now, do
Yeah.
I want to play it? That is my capability and my strength, weakness, opportunity analysis. I need to figure it out. Maybe not a technical part, but I can do a business analysis part. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go further. We have some queries, and please people vote for the one which are there in the chat, so I can take the one which has more votes early. Yeah, and then we have a question and answer also coming in. Great. Yeah. I move
Saket,
forward.
I want to add one
Good. So yeah.
Sanjay's question that Jira is not getting update. So can we show here servant leadership that at least we can arrange a call with individual and get fill up this Jira and at least 2 3 key stakeholder if we fill out this Jira and later we can just ask others to fill that because
Why
it
not?
is
Why not?
practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as
Okay.
per your composition, you do that. Yeah, definitely you can assist, you can be a servant leader. At the same time, when I'm answering it, I should not become a bottleneck there. It should not happen that Jira update, the Scrum Master will do. I have already told him what to update. Then what is happening is all communication is passing through me till the time I don't update, the other team members are not getting information. Yeah. So training, mentoring the team members about how to update Jira, helping them in showing them how to do it, doing for them for 10 days, 15 days, no problem. But doing it permanently is not a good idea because then you become a bottleneck. What if you are not doing it? Then we have a problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like this Jira problem is taking. Abu, you also have a point here only. Go ahead. Yeah, I wanted to go. Yeah, go ahead, please. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, hi Sakit, this is Abu.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird question I might be asking you. The question is, right now I'm giving interviews and I'm in the situation where the usual situation actually, where the interview panel doesn't turn on their camera, and but they insist us to turn on the camera. So
Yeah.
it's a very awkward situation for me actually. It's a kind of like not connected, and also you mentioned that okay, there is no standard answer. Like you can't like have a standard answer to a standard any particular question, so you need to sense that where interview is going. For that I believe I need to see the people's face, right, interviewer's face, so that I can sense okay where it's going, if it is in right direction or no, he is not expecting that. So this is the problem right now I'm facing. Any suggestion how to deal with this?
So, what do you think if you ask them that, why don't you please turn on your camera? What will happen?
I don't know, I've never tried that.
Yeah. It could have a negative as well as positive impact. Very difficult. Yeah. Because say
Mm-hmm.
someone may already feel little offended and then they may start asking little more, like they may make a bias about you. There is a possibility. They may make a bias, this guy is trying to teach me. I am here to interview him. There's a possibility. There is a possibility.
Possibility, yeah.
There is also a possibility person may switch on the camera and we may start communicating. I personally feel 99% of the time when the other person is switching on the camera, the other person also does it in general. In general, if they have little for clarity, if they are not doing it, they may have their own purpose and reasons. Yeah, maybe they don't want to show their expression. Maybe they don't want to be very clear to know that who is taking the interview. They may be not confident of selecting or rejecting someone. They may want to keep their identity hidden at least at some level because they don't know where they are selecting on. There could be many reasons. There could be many reasons. So what do I do? What options I have? I focus on not to focus on that aspect too much. I focus on my question and I answer it as if the best I can do. Yes, you are not getting a visual clue. That's a clear situation. But you focus on audio clues. You focus on understanding their pitch, their tone. You give your maximum attention. But I'm sure that some places you will find people giving you a visual clue as well, rather than only limiting on audio cue. Yeah, I have seen like some of our colleagues. They says if someone asks them to turn on their camera, even the managers they don't like it. You can say we don't like to turn on our camera. I said okay. Yeah, so let them people choose. Okay, yeah. So
Agree.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
We have
Thank you.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, yes,
No,
Shakir.
I completely agree. Like in my interviews as well. Like when I am taking interviews in my organization, I follow the same. Like I turn on the camera. I feel it very like giving the respect to each other. Like while and yesterday I was having one interview from the interviewer from Australia. So he turned on the camera by
Yeah,
default.
yeah, yeah.
And when he was turning off the camera, he took me permission. Okay, let me
Yeah.
just turn off the camera for a minute. And that was that thing I liked it very much from him. So yeah, that is the thing.
Yeah, yeah. Good, Ambu. Yeah, you have something.
Thank
Yeah,
Hey, Shakir, hi. I think I have asked this question in last meeting
session
as
as well. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, I just, it was like, one interview, someone had asked me, like, tell me the formula for productivity and utilization. Although I explained him, like, what is this and how you get a formula, but he insisting me to give the mathematical formula. And it was not clicking in my mind that time. So he insisted me, like, okay, if you don't know, accept it. I will tell the formula. 2 times he mentioned. Then I accepted, okay, I accept it. I don't know, maybe I am not able to explain you. No, you don't know. Then he asked a scenario-based question and he explained the formula. This is a denominator, this is a denominator, and that's like that we find the formula. So I was not to say how to approach this kind of situation, Saket. because sometimes it's like a kind of, because his approach was to ask a situation question, but when he asked this formula, it was like some surprise for me.
So again, each interview could be unique, and there are people who have their different way of looking at it. The word of formula, as we were discussing, is also a different interpretation. The way I interpreted was that, do you have some formula which tells, what is your current utilization? Yeah, that way. But what is utilization? Definitely, you can say that utilization of anything. If I have a 10 hours available and how many hours I'm utilizing that machine, it's a simple utilization percentage.
Yeah.
So if he's only trying to ask that, then probably that's the formula. You can say the available capacity and used capacity. Yeah. So the used capacity divided by available capacity is a utilization in a simple word. Yeah. That's we can probably insisting, but depends upon the conversation. You can say because as a project manager, we also expected to prepare utilization reports, various resource utilization reports, where we talk about how much individuals are utilized, how much percentage or at different period of time, and how many machines are utilized at a different period of time. If that is the only thing, then that's it. What is the utilization as a definition of it? Now, that way you can say, if now productivity is also see number of items done in a particular time. Yeah, so you can also put it in that particular way. In a simple word, you can say a number of story points done in a particular iteration, though we don't want to take a story point as a productivity measurement, but number of work done. Yeah, rather don't use a word story point. Number of work done in a defined time unit is something, is a productivity definition. Yeah, but yeah, it depends upon the conversation. I don't think it. I never thought this is called formula. I just said, this is how we define productivity.
Correct.
And
Yeah, the same thing I mentioned to him as well. But can you tell me the mathematical formula? And when I mentioned that, okay, this is something, or when he mentioned that this is a formula, now you tell me that some scenario-based question he asked based on that. And okay, maybe you were expecting something like a
so
fresh.
sometimes there could be a miscommunication. So it's okay. One or two places you may have some people like.
How to read off them? If you don't know anything, so I can simply say, okay, I don't know. So I don't know this one, how to need, because I got a rejection from that.
What again, the rejection and acceptance depends upon case to case, because different people have different interpretation of your great answer as well. But in general is, if I have to say I don't know about a particular thing, then I possibly start by telling what I know and I don't know in the remaining area. For example, if someone is asking about utilization, so I says, I'm not getting about your understanding of utilization, your query related to utilization formula. But what I understand about utilization is all about available capacity and what is the plant capacity. So the utilized capacity versus available capacity, and we just use it as a percentage measure. And this is what I know. Beyond this, if you are expecting something else, I'm not getting an idea. I'm not clear. So I clarify what I know, and I'd be open that beyond this, I'm not making any guessing game, and this is something which I can share here. Good. Yeah, great. Now, finally, I also got your question of formula. Even I was not getting when you were asking last time, but this time we got it. Yeah. Okay. I see chat. I see there are many questions on the chat still pending. Yeah. So I go one by one. So interview camera is done, not familiar with tool, need to teach them. Great idea, suggestion is coming. About change control board, there is a question. Most interviews, yeah, this one is an interesting sharing. I think we need to share it here. So most of the recent interview that attended, including a case study where I asked to prepare a monthly status report. While I can easily do this in my current project, I often find it challenging to interview, since how much of the data can be assumed and how should I approach this type of question. So in our WhatsApp group also, we were trying to give this solution, but that's a good observation. Nowadays, I keep getting updates also where you get a situation that you are in a second month of the project has this particular health, this is working, this is not working, and you have a 10 minutes to present your project status to the stakeholder. How will you go about it? That is a frequently asked question nowadays. So my suggestion, and I also made a one-page template, to look at it. So you probably want to put into a one slide all the information and make it to the stakeholder. The whole crux is how well we can interpret that particular information. How do we can identify what is a critical issue, what is a non-critical issue, and how do we present it? Presentation part is relatively easy. You can keep your default template ready. You can create that, okay, whenever I have a status report thing, these are the 5-6 parameters I will going to talk about, and these are the way I will fill it. So your response will become better. Yeah, some of the ideas already got discussed in our WhatsApp group. We had a detailed presentation style as well, and a one-page presentation style as well. If not looked at it, you can find it again by looking into our previous video conversation. Yeah, that's something you can do. You give it that information to ChatGPT. ChatGPT can prepare the status report, but it will not be very specific. You need to work with the ChatGPT at least 10 interaction to really get the right idea. You ask it, what should be the status report? Where should I focus more? How can I improve it? Rather than I give a data to a ChatGPT and ask him create a monthly status report, the ChatGPT will make something. Yeah. Rather than doing that, I ask, if I have to make a monthly status report for this information, what should I cover? Yeah, where in which areas I should focus on. Once you prepare a report after a few interaction, ask again the ChatGPT what missing information I have. How can I make it more actionable? How can I make it more specific? So you brainstorm with your ChatGPT, multiple attempt, and that can help you in coming up with the right information. So two-step process. One is I need to have a format ready. Whatever format start working for you, you can experiment, you can share with each other in a WhatsApp group. That's a good idea. And then once I have a format ready, then information point of view, I brainstorm, I find out the right crux as much as possible. And whenever I make assumption, I have a section, whatever format I use for assumptions also. Yeah. Without assumption, making a status report is a little disaster. I need to make it clear that these are the things I'm assuming, because not all the informations are given in that particular case study. Yeah. So that's an important thing, I guess. Anyone want to add to it? Because this seems to be a valued thing for your day-to-day interviews things. Anyone faced the case study recently where you presented it and you have been doing it for few iterations, you did for few interviews, then please share your information here. Yeah, learning here at least. Not in this group as of now, who made this report and shared it and also came to know what was working and what was not working. Anyone got the feedback on anything on such kind of interviews?
Yeah, so again, to add on this MSR, which is the status reporting that we are doing on a monthly basis, bi-weekly basis, on a quarterly basis. So there are two variations that I would see. The behavior of the client varies when his boss is sitting in the call.
I know.
Obviously, there are things that good things team is doing, and there are a set standard information that we are planning to we are every in every
Yeah,
status
but
report we
this
are
problem is relatively
sharing it out.
simple, Sanjay, because
Yeah,
we are only focusing on interview space. So what we are
yeah,
seeing in our WhatsApp group is the case study comes in that you are in a third month of your 6 months project. These things are working well. These things are not working well. You have a resource shortage. You have a dependency which is not getting fulfilled. These are the three risks there. Prepare a 10 minutes presentation about the project. Yeah.
correct.
So that kind
That's the
of
standard template.
yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of interview questions are becoming pretty common nowadays. Yeah, pretty common nowadays. Some of them we discussed on our WhatsApp group. So for that, I'm telling that first you need to be ready that whenever I get these kind of questions, what kind of template I should use, where I need to put an information. So I may use a one-page template or I may use a multiple slide template, but I have a clarity what all sections I will put. And then whatever information is given to me, I brainstorm with ChatGPT or I think multiple times in a multiple rounds, not to just ask the ChatGPT, give me a status out of it. That will be a very easy interpretation and mostly will not make you successful. Yeah, you better iterate. And after iterating, you come up with the summary and you put it and then see based on few experiences of your interview, share with the WhatsApp group so that we as a group can learn, because this is going to be a very important thing. Please go ahead. Yeah, share. DVS, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Can you kindly make a YouTube video on this with all the observations you have understood from the WhatsApp group? That would be really helpful.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll explore that. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Perfect. Yeah. Good. So we move forward. Yeah. So this is still here. I go to the another question about change control board. Who else should be a part of the project team? Apart from project team, stakeholder, SME, can it be a part of also the sponsor, I guess? What is the functional manager outside? So see, whenever first is, what is change control board? Yeah, what is project and what is the role of a project manager, project team, and the management? So say we as a project manager and team is a delivery guy. We do what our boss or our company tells us to do, and our salary get paid. Yeah, project succeed, project fail, our salary will get paid. Yeah. Now, if there is a loss, someone has to lose the money other than our team. Yeah, we are not going to lose money. If there is a profit, someone will make money out of it. Yeah. So those are people who are powerful people. They are more responsible for seeing these things really happen. Now, those people, if I see this project is not going right and I'm going to lose my whole investment, I might be willing to give more money to this project so that I secure my previous investment. Yeah. Now, those are the people who make second level decision when it comes to taking a directional change, adding more money to it, those kind of stuff. Now, in the project, we need to identify who are those people who will be guiding us when we face these kind of situation. We tell, we are doing as per our execution, but we looks like we need more money. We messed up. We have a challenge or something new is coming up. We can do it, but it will cost one more month. Who are the people? It's not our business. Our project team is an execution team. You are not going to earn profit out of project as a project team, and you are not going to bear the loss which is coming out of the project. So the people who are there, who are senior, they are those group will be called change control board. Now, depending upon organization who wants to take that accountability, that situation will be there. Yes, sponsor is a good name to be there. Sponsor is the one who is putting their money. As far as a PMP term, sponsor is definitely the right word. But in a given project, when I'm explaining this question in my interview, then I need to talk about who were there. Yeah. And someone who is making budget decisions, someone who is responsible for deciding, should we put money here or should we not put money here? Yeah. In a Scrum word, we can say product owner is expected to be that powerful guy in general, and product owner is the change control. He himself is a change control. We don't need separate change control because product owner will keep changing the priority and we guys will keep executing as per the product owner wish. But in a projectized environment, we may have a contract, we may have a process which will guide how do we do a change control. So this is a little specific theory-oriented thing. I think this is not much a situation. So I'm moving forward, not asking others to contribute because this is just a concept, I guess. So I move, and again, it may change from space to space. Yeah. Okay, any suggestion on dealing with interview where the panel keeps camera off done? And okay, have you been seen any clear role bifurcation of the role of, okay, this is a good idea. So have you seen any clear role bifurcation in the role of business analyst, scrum master, scrum manager? You are bringing a new role, product owner, project manager. I don't see. Yeah, I don't see.
Intended to be Scrum Master only.
Yeah. So I don't see. The answer is no. Yeah. Because it varies from organization to organization. I consult one company where they have a product owner who are senior people, but they have a solution analyst in the team who does good amount of system analysis, business analysis role. Yeah. But there is in that company also there is a confusion what falls under solution analyst and what falls under product owner. But it is not a scrum role, so we can't say scrum book says this. Yeah, but they need to figure it out. Yeah, after doing some working agreement. But I don't see any industry boundary or any industry role bifurcation like this because all the popular agile frameworks are not recognizing these role. Yeah, so we don't have a scrum a project manager or a business analyst role in scrum. We don't have it in a skilled agile framework. So most of the popular agile frameworks, they don't have this role. But many organizations who are working on the contract, working for clients, they need to have that role because that is what suits them in order to execute their work. Yeah. So
adding to that point, Saket, see, if I have to mention, I can always put an overlapping role. No, I can say I'm an product manager slash Scrum Master in my current organization. That is always acceptable, correct?
Yes. So you need to, as we discussed, you need to bring the activities more clearly in your CV. and whichever one you want to highlight more. For example, if you are targeting a product owner role, then you probably zoom into a product owner activities in your POCV and share that and briefly mention that I also do a Scrum Master job. But if you want to focus more on Scrum Master project manager in a particular profile, then you zoom in there and briefly mention I will also do the other activity. But that focus you may change, but definitely you can put that. But at the same time, whenever you are applying for the job, you also need to see the job description and the orientation of that job. Some jobs are pretty oriented towards one role only. Yeah, so I probably need to say 75% do that role only. I only do the other one 25%. I like that.
Customized resumes for each of these roles and then have them ready.
Yeah, so that's your LinkedIn should talk about both of them in a elaborated manner. But when you are giving a CV, then you may have a variance, but not a significant variance. LinkedIn still proves that. Yeah, LinkedIn should have a generic one because any recruiter will go there as well at some point in time. So LinkedIn should have both of them pretty clearly coming out. But you may focus on activities little differently when it comes to different role jobs. Okay, we're moving forward. Okay, thank you. Yeah. My resume. Okay, so someone is saying I have experience Scrum Master, and somehow I am finding difficult to read this. Okay, now I get it later clearly. So in my job description, MS project was listed as a mandatory skill. While I was actually, I have not actually working on it. I have a good understanding of the tool, how to handle that situation. So probably watch some videos and maybe download. The MS project has a monthly plan as well. Take a monthly plan, cloud version, and play with it. Yeah, it's just a tool. Yeah, you will definitely get it pretty soon. Okay. So another question is, what should my career path looks like as a senior project manager? I have already taken PMP certification. What other certification should I consider? And what should be my next step for career growth? So see, this is becoming another challenge nowadays, especially when you cross 15 years of experience. Then you need to bring some different offering on the table. Just doing Scrum Master or a project manager is becoming little challenging in a today's market situation. So what we see the project managers or a senior project managers are moving towards is a program management. Yeah. And another is working more deeply in agile related activities. Yeah, which comes with the PMP also. But if you have not done, then I need to have a little specialization in that area. So usually you need to move from a project manager. I need to focus on program management or project come product management. And these are the two possible directions we are seeing our clients taking. So if I want to move towards program management, if I want to do more big agile related work, yeah, if my company is using scaled agile, knowing scaled agile, maybe not with certification, just by knowing it is a good idea. I should know SAFe. And if I am experienced in SAFe, then I should better put a certification as well. A good idea. If I see I might be in a generic space, I may have a agile and non-agile both working together, then I may want to go into program management space. Yeah. If I want to just bring little bit weightage and right language for my CV, then doing PgMP certification could be a value add. Again, certification is just putting some smart objective to your learning. But I would say that major focus is learning and making yourself ready for program management role rather than sticking to project management. Yeah. And doing PgMP can assist a little bit in that direction. Okay, I hope I am not missing anything. If I am, then please raise your query. Maybe you can just speak up. I think I have done all the queries, whatever I could track in the chat. I know a lot of queries here and there. I just see that one of participant is asking about WhatsApp group URL, that I will put it. But if there is anything else, someone want to contribute, please.
Saket, I have one question.
Please.
I have experience around 22 years experience and around 10-15 years experience in engineering level especially in the mechanical industry in the automotive. So my experience in project management in especially in the because automotive industry means it is especially in the waterfall project management. So now the industry is changing, because now even in automotive industry, there are many companies, they are working in the software. So for me, getting in the waterfall project management is difficult. So I have to change in the agile project management. So do you suggest, because now the software, if I go to the agile project management area, so I will be new. So maybe sometimes I will get very experienced team members who are working in very like last 10-15 years in the agile. So then I have to lead them without my agile experience.
See, a simple thing is, don't worry too much about process. So what is agile? What is waterfall? All these things are there to make people talk and collaborate. That's it. Yeah. Ultimately, we need to do the work. Yeah. Ultimately, you need to do coding, you need to do a business analysis, you need to have a right stakeholder expectation, and that is only you need to focus on. Yeah. That is the real work. Rest is just a terminology. You do it in a one way or another way, a different way of communicating. So don't worry too much about the process. Process evolves. Each organization has different way of looking at things. My core skill will remain how much well I understand about the domain, if your industry experience will play a role, how well I can speak to individuals, how can I influence them, inspire them. Stakeholder handling is going to play a bigger role. Knowing should we call a meeting a sprint planning meeting, or should we call that meeting a sprint retrospective? And what is the difference between sprint planning and sprint retrospective? You will get it. This is just a small thing. Yeah. But how do you make people really speak in a sprint planning meeting? That you cannot get it, and no book can teach you, but your experience, your understanding of individuals, your influential skills, your leadership skills plays a role there. Yeah. So if I have done a leadership and people management role, and if I have a subject matter expertise, that is going to be valuable for me. Now, sometime because of these jargons, we end up not understanding what these people are talking about. Yeah. Some people may be talking about user story, and you might be thinking what they are talking. Yeah. Because I don't have a vocabulary. I probably, once I get a vocabulary, I will understand it, but I am lacking the vocabulary. So think of that I need to learn agile vocabulary. So I learn a new language. Again, communicate. The goal of any process is collaboration. So similarly, goal of any language is communication. Yeah, I know how to communicate, but I just don't know the words. Yeah, I don't know this language. So I'm learning the new language, so I will communicate better. So learn the new language. Sometimes you do a mistake, no problem, but focus on your core idea is doing the work. Yeah.
Okay.
And doing PMI-ACP is a good certificate. It's little deep than CSM and others. PMI has put lots of content in it. It is far more deeper than PMP when it comes to agile ways of working. So if you are looking for giving you a goal clarity and giving you a depth and as well as credibility that I know agile, and the idea of PMI-ACP is it is a little hybrid. It mixes various approaches as well. So from a branding perspective, I would believe that you should be focusing on PMI-ACP. Yeah.
Okay. So is there a like agile safe is also, is it the same like that, or
No. Safe is a one framework. Safe is a one way of doing agile. If my company is using agile safe, then I go with safe. Yeah.
Okay.
Safe is a particular way of doing things, a set of meetings, set of artifacts, set of a particular way of organizing people. Yeah, that's a safe. PMI-ACP is generically understanding what is agile, how to work in agile, and what are the possible meetings we can do in agile, not a particular meeting only. So we learn about various fundamental ideas, not a particular flavor, but safe is a good when you have a clarity that my company is using safe, then you can go to directly safe. Yeah. But PMI-ACP adds value for safe learning as well, because you will get the fundamentals right, and then you will know how to apply them in a particular context.
Okay. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah. So I have been playing project manager role as so far. My designation is development manager. I want to apply for Scrum Master role, even though I have experience as a Scrum Master, mention as a tailor to my resume as a Scrum Master, and don't get a call from a recruiter. What should I apply for? So say there may be a problem in your CV, or there may be you have too much experience. Nowadays, there is a weird trend for a Scrum Master job, especially. I see people approaching me and says, we need a Scrum Master with less than 10 years of experience, with less than 15 years of experience. Yeah. So you need to see if the description or the job you are applying for is asking for 5-7 years of Scrum Master experience rather than 15 years of development manager and project manager experience. Yeah. So if that is the case, then also you will not get a call. So there could be a problem in your CV, which you can critically review, says, is my CV is really reflecting what I want to do? And in general, Scrum Master roles are below 10 year. Yeah, usually. If you cross 10 years, you don't see a title Scrum Master role. You see project manager, program manager, delivery manager, those kind of things. So probably you want to brand yourself as per your experience. Yeah. I'm not clear that how much experience you have and how do you want to brand it, but this is a possible feedback you can take in order to do your own research. Yeah. Now, delivery manager, I think PMP is already a good idea. If you want to do a delivery management more deep into agile way of working, then doing PMI-ACP is a good idea. PgMP is not for delivery manager. It's for program management. It is more at a summary level, not getting into the details. But many a time, delivery manager is still a detail-oriented role. Yeah, so it depends. Good. Anything else before we close? I know we did some interesting conversation. Hopefully, you found some value out of it. But yeah, yeah, that's how we can say it. Okay, last question. Maybe Balram has long question. Let me see it. In one of the project you are working as a project manager in a hybrid environment and overall waterfall approach, agile is the ground level. Okay, senior manager has recently joined and has made some changes by quietly letting of a certain team member through the pressure on other teams while bringing informal colleagues to form it. This may have been done under the impression that the current team lacked enthusiasm, which was led to a significant decrease in morale of the thing. You as a bridge between the team, which consists of junior and senior members, are aware that you team is two distinct group. One is disorganized and chaotic. Another one is new hire bypass, and they bypass you and connect directly to the senior manager. How would you manage this situation? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. So overall, see, please try to say that I focus on fundamentals of how do I work in a team. Exactly what I will do depends. Yeah, exactly it depends. But I focus on transparency. I focus on collaboration. I focus on having open talk about what is working and what is not working. I focus on exposing the dysfunctions of chaotic work. I make people clear and provide feedback on that these are the things people are perceiving about us. I'm not saying you are chaotic, but this is how people are perceiving about it. And bringing the mess out, maybe you use a word retrospective, or you may do a special retrospective about it. But you, in general, I focus on bringing the issue on table. Yeah, that's the thing. And once issue on the table, how do we resolve it? It may have a political, emotional skills, all those angles to it. We probably don't know this is how we will handle it, but not bringing the issue out is anyway not going to resolve it. Yeah. So it depends. Yeah, actually, but in a simple, straightforward manner, I will say I will understand the power play. I will bring the issue out, and then we will find out what kind of working agreement we can have, what kind of differences we have, what kind of value we are adding each other in the team. It's not like the chaotic team is not value adding. If they are not value adding, then why they are here? That's also a question. Yeah. But if they are value adding, but we don't like them because of the chaos, then we need to find out how do we work together as a one family. Yeah. So that kind of conversation probably can help. But again, I think these kind of question interviewer is just trying to see how you probably respond and don't feel stressed out of various situations and start trying to prove that I will solve this problem. I just share an approach. If I have an experience of similar style, then I can share that. But based on this information, I probably can say this way. Yeah. Good. So I think if you want to talk more on it, maybe in the next session, yeah, we will talk more. But as of now, this much is, I think we can do. It's time allocated. So now, reminding again, please don't limit your interaction to the live session alone. Continue talking, continue sharing. So see, now we have around 100 people in a WhatsApp group. If people really transparently start sharing their interview experience, the feedback they got, that can add a significant value to other people. Yeah, it all depends upon we really bringing that information out, and it's pretty safe place. It's just a WhatsApp group. It's not going on LinkedIn or anywhere else. So bring your ideas, share your issues, because I'm not giving interviews. Yeah, it's been a while. So my information is still based on generic management approach rather than I face an interview at a particular point in time. Your information is coming more from the ground. You know more. Yeah, so please bring that. Yeah, bring that information. And if you bring that information, share with each other, that can create a group learning which will add value to everyone. Yeah, so please use that. Share your case studies whenever you get in the interview. Share your questions. Share your feedback. Sometimes you gave an answer and you get a feedback, particular feedback in the interview. Share that. Yeah, let's sharing probably help us in getting ready for the interviews. Yeah. So bye for now. See you sometime next week. Yeah, I just close the conversation here.
Thank you.
Thank you.